It felt like a major explosion. Both Rontorbur and Rominth were smashed into the bussetwood wall, which, precisely because of this possibility, was bare, without any equipment and cushioned. In spite of these precautions, many of their body parts sent damage alarms to the robot brains. Raised to their full first law potential, both robots reacted immediately. While jumping towards his hyperblower, Rontorbur discovered his right arm didn't work properly, so in flight he recalculated his jump and grabbed the hyperblower with his left hand. In the next jump, he was out of the cabin. During that second jump, he designed a workaround for the bad arm, so he had 4 functional limbs again, though one of them had less strength. Hand over bad hand and foot over foot, the hyperblower clasped to his back, he raced along the outside of the blob compartment until he reached the spot where the frozen smoke column used to stand. It was completely smashed, but it had managed to stop the incoming iron foam shield at 30 meters before it would have hit and ravaged the inhabitable parts of the compartment. What had been the iron foam shield hung as a completely molten, white-hot, radiating blob of iron in the shreds of frozen smoke, which were rapidly shrinking away and evaporating. Happily, there was no gravity to pull it towards the inhabitable compartment. Rontorbur clambered towards it along some of the still usable shreds. Then, at 15 meters, about halfway, he tunneled into the extremely light material. He had brought a little blaster for that purpose, but it wasn't necessary. The material was so crushed and torn that he could dig through it with his hands. Once he was right in the middle of the remaining column, he aimed his hyperblower up at the remains of the iron foam shield, now radiating down on him like a scorching sun. When he pulled the trigger, the remaining frozen smoke was pushed out of the way in half a second. The powerful beam started pushing the molten iron away from the blob compartment in the direction that, for the Triple B as a whole, was forward. Getting the molten iron at a safe distance was the whole purpose of the emergency response. If that failed, the intense heat would quickly melt the remaining frozen smoke and the blob compartment would completely overheat. That would be the end of the flight of the Triple B. It did not fail. The huge drop of liquid iron started moving. It went at an angle at first, probably due to his hyperblower beam being irregularly deflected by the wreckage of the frozen smoke, so he had to move around in the column to aim from various angles to get the iron to move in the desired direction. It wasn't easy, for the recoil from his hyperblower also pushed him deeper into the frozen smoke.